Good morning. I've got my Bustelo coffee this morning, cream and one sugar, and I've got my eye cream on and sunscreen, even though I'm just going to be sitting in front of my screens all day. So, have you ever thought about a pilot flying a plane without a pre-flight checklist? I'm sure you wouldn't want to be on that plane. I know I wouldn't. So that's kind of trading, not kind of. It is trading without being prepped. It's downright reckless. So, I'm going to take you through my morning prep routine. Normally, I'm looking for swing trades that I can hold for anywhere from 1 to 3 days. But if I'm deciding that I'm going to day trade for the day, here's how I prep. And this trading routine is simple, it's quick, it's easy. Because if you come up with a trading checklist or a routine that's like a NASA flight plan, you're not going to follow it. The biggest thing is follow your checklist, do what you said you're going to do, and then close the charts and be done. So let's get you locked and loaded for those trades. Whether you're spinning SPY or the big boy NQ wheels, I've got something for you. And stick with me to the end because I'm going to drop a little sneaky hack on price action that you won't want to miss. So the first thing I look at is what's going on for the week. Are we having news? We can see this week is a really heavy news week. Today is Wednesday, August 14th. We've already had the core CPI numbers come out at 8:30 this morning. And if you trade crude oil, you're going to see that the crude oil inventories are coming out at 10:30 a.m. So you want to look at what's happening for the week. And honestly, if there's news, and you are a index futures trader, you might just want to stay away or maybe go back to bed till later. So we can see here today, core CPI. Tomorrow is core retail sales. And then we have the preliminary U of M consumer sentiment on Friday. One thing about this piece of news here, you'll see the market spike during this time. So anytime you have news happening during the active market session, so the active market session is 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern, this is smack 10 o'clock during the session. I always recommend waiting at least 30 minutes after, let the news settle down if you're going to try to take a day trade, because this can get pretty wild. So the first thing I do is I do a temperature check of myself. Here is my daily trading plan checklist and rules. My goal is to just execute my process flawlessly, and I trust that the market will give me an opportunity to make money. If today is not my day, tomorrow will be my day. And my job is just to concentrate on my trading plan and execute my process. So pre-market, what's my mental state? Am I feeling a little bit of euphoria from a recent streak? Did I not sleep well? Did I drink too much? Did I stay up too late? All of that will affect my trading. So I don't want to take any trades or try to day trade during the day if I feel any type of way that's not normal and focused for me. Next up, we just went over it. What is the Fed economic news? Anything major going to be announced? Don't trade if there is, or wait until half hour, an hour later in the day. Now we get into the good stuff. This is the pre-market routine. So we're going to look at a couple different levels. We're going to look at what the market context is telling us and what is the market structure on the higher time frame. Are we looking at a consolidation? Are we looking at bearish? Are we looking bullish? What's going on? Now, I don't really like to use bearish or bullish. I like to figure out what price is telling us by how we are looking. So I've got the NASDAQ chart here. If you trade NASDAQ, symbol, the continuous symbol is NQ. And I've got my daily chart here. A lot of day traders make the mistake of thinking that because they're trading on a lower time frame, like a 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, they just can look at like the 5-minute chart or 15-minute chart and that's that. It's not. One things One of the things that I recommend you do is always zoom out to the higher time frame. So we can see for the past couple of days since the 5th, we have basically made this V bottom here where we went down, we hit a level, and now we've spiked up. So this V bottom here with these days of consolidation, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now we're gradually moving up, can signal that we are now back in an uptrend. Or if you think about it, we could be going back in an uptrend to go back down further, or it could be a complete reversal to go take out the high. Now this is happening over several days. We're just looking at the prior day and the general context of the market. So to me, when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that we've had a strong bullish day here. We've had a couple days of consolidation, another strong bullish day yesterday. So today could be a continuation of that strong bullish day. I would not normally be looking within the scope of the daily to take shorts unless I see like a quick short counter trend move that I wanted to capitalize on. So my first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my prior day levels. And I do that by just grabbing a line here. And my prior day levels are always in blue. That's how I identify them. Then I'm going to mark the 50% level, which I just kind of usually eyeball it to see if you can get precise. You can put a fib on here and see what the actual 50% is. I like to usually look at if we've had any touches, and I go along that line as well. So we can see here that there's a couple different touches here that have hit this level and then bounced, like right here, right here. So that's what I would do. I would mark the prior day, then I'm going to go down to the 4-hour and look and see where we're at on our 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we have a gap here. Right here's a gap, and I would look to see if there's any other gaps that I can actually spot. This one's kind of high up, so I'm not really going to focus on that. I will mark it out so we have it. And we'll keep an eye on it when price moves further up. Right now, it's not really a concern. And then I can see we have a huge change in market structure here. So this day on August 1st was our really big continuation in current market structure. Whoa, that was my alarm that says it's 9:28, market is about to open. Normally I would do this earlier in the day, but since I am personally in a couple of swing trades, I'm not trading today, so that's why I decided to make this video at this time. But what I would recommend is if you are going to day trade, you do this prep at the close of the market, or you do it early enough in the morning that you give yourself at least an hour before the market opens so you can digest all of this information. I personally like to do it like at the close of the market because that's kind of like my post-market routine. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to look and see how much we have moved on a smaller time frame. So now I've got the 4-hour. I can see we have a gap here that we shot up. I can see that this was a major day. So we might want to try to maybe get to a certain point of that. Maybe here is a price level of interest because you can see here on a 4-hour there's a lot of resistance at this level. So I will also mark this level out, but I would turn it highlighter yellow because to me it's a significant level of resistance that I would want to look to see if price can get above, and I will pull my alarm down there. You can see my alarm was already around there when I was looking at NQ a while ago. Now we can see that we're above prior day. And the next thing I'm going to be looking for is to really kind of mark out any levels where price action hit a ceiling. So price hit a ceiling here, and that to me would signify if we go back and touch this, we might be able to just go back up, or if we break below our 50% mark, which is here, prior day 50%, we could be headed back down and fill this gap. Nobody knows. So that is how I would watch, and that's how I mark out price action. Now, my next thing is, let's go back to my trading plan. I also like to mark out the euro levels. So the euro session is a.m. Eastern to 11:30. And what I do is I mark out the start of that euro session. So I will go back to, let's see, I have my trading session set on regular hours at this point. Let's go find where the top of euro was. So the euro market opens at 2 a.m. Eastern, and you can see here it's quite funny that the height of the euro market was its opening at right around prior day high yesterday. So that level, I'm not really going to add another line to it because it would just make my chart a little bit too cluttered. So at this point, I just kind of say, I just mark it euro high. And then euro low would be anywhere from before we get into the 8:30 hour, 8:30 Eastern. So this would be euro high, this level of 137.50, and then euro low would be right here, like anywhere before 6 o'clock is where you'd find euro low. So euro low is here, and I would watch that level as well to see if we maybe go back underneath it or we go below it. So we can see here the overnight session has been a lot of consolidation. We had the spike at 8 a.m., which if we pull it out to 8:30, this is our actual spike, and this is where we had the news event happen. So you're going to just want to watch and be careful with events like that if you trade in the pre-market. So that is how I look at price action. That's how I set up for my trading day. And then I know the levels that I'm looking for and what I want to see. And then I'll make a plan to decide how I want to take my trades. Now, I'll do this example with SPY. Let's say you're trading SPY options. So SPY, we're going to go and mark out our prior day high. We'll mark out our prior day low. We'll mark out our 50%, which I'm just going to say 536 into 542. Let me just grab a fib here and make life way easier for myself. So here's our 50%. I'm going to look at SPY for the day and see what's going on as well. So here we are also in a area where this huge bearish day on August 1st, to me, price looks like it's trying to reclaim that. So we want to watch out for that as well. And there is significant resistance here because you can see here price wicked up here on the 25th, on the 26th, on the 29th, on the 30th, and it could not get above that. So that is a significant level that I want to keep my eye on. And I will just turn that highlighter yellow as well. And then we see another significant level is, let's see here. this level and this level both matched up. So I'm also going to put a line of interest there as well. And also too, I'm going to just like watch what we do on this level. Now, this is going to give you an idea of what to look for in price action, and it helps you make a plan to figure out how you can execute your personal trading plan. So as you can see, the plan itself is simple. Making your daily checklist and going over, what's your mental state? What economic news do we have? What is the market context on a higher time frame? We can see right now we are looking bullish because we're coming from a V bottom where we had a sharp dip last week. It was bought up, and now we look like we could be going higher. Or it could be a retracement to go back lower. Nobody knows. The next thing is you want to execute the rules of your trading plan consistently. What is your trading plan? My particular trading plan is I trade off of a 15-minute chart. You can trade off of a 5, a 2, a 1, whatever you want to do. If you hear any type of advice from other traders, Discord alerts, things like that, listen but verify. Don't blindly follow into a trade. Always confirm with your own analysis, and trade with the trend. Wait for your setup to appear. So these are things that I have written out that I tell myself, because if you prepare like the pros, then you have an opportunity to be like the pros. Now, I promised you a sneaky price action hack that I think you're going to like. So one of my favorite things is to look at the daily opens. So I like to mark out the daily opens because more often than not, price will revisit the daily open. It doesn't matter if it's the prior day or several days ago or several weeks ago. So let's find the daily open for yesterday. Yesterday's daily open was 536.53. So I'm just going to adjust my coordinates here. I marked daily opens in green, and then I am going to look for this big boy's daily open as well, because I want to know where price could possibly travel to. So right here, this daily open is 552, and I'm getting the daily open from right here. This daily open is 552.57. All right, so that also signifies with the monthly open right here. So it's daily and monthly open. So it is a significant number that we want to watch once we can get past these price levels here. And let's go back to our big boy NQ and check out the daily open for yesterday's session. So this would be yesterday's New York session, 18,648.25. And then this was 19,593.25. 19,593.25. 19,593.25, right? Did I get it right? Did I get it right? Yes, I did. All right, cool. All right, so that is my sneaky little price action trick. And also, too, what I like to see, I've got another trick for you. I like to see the ATR, because the ATR is going to tell you what price is doing. And what I like to do is take a rolling 5-day ATR. So I will go and I will measure all of the prices here to see, all right, what have we done for the past 5 days, and average that out to get an idea, right? So if I take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, that's the past 5 days. And it may seem a little tedious, but it will get you more familiar with the instruments, price movements that you're trading. So if we look here and we do it on And Q, you can do this on any instrument that you trade often. It helps you get more familiar with it. We have 736.75. We have 847.75. We have 2 baby days of like less than 300 points. Let's just make this as big as we possibly can so you can really get an idea and see it. And then we had yesterday's big boy of 492.25. So I'm a little old school. I got a calculator. Don't judge me. I don't use my phone. I use a real calculator. Divided into 5 roughly gives us 530 points a day we're looking at. So if we look at 530 points on a day, let's go grab it. Let's see where we could possibly end up. 530 points. Of course, this thing won't really give me like true specifics unless I get finite with it, which I'm not going to do. So we started here. The low of the day was 19,000 on the dot. How's that for accuracy? Wow, 19,000 on the dot was a low of NQ today. Interesting. So that's the low of the day. So that means we could potentially look to take this big boy out here. So this little hack gives you a really good idea to kind of see where price could go. And if we flip that around, right? If we say, okay, that's the top, that's the bullish scenario. But if we look to flip that around and let's say that the high of the day is our high of the day, right? So our high of the day so far on NASDAQ was 19,175.50. We could travel back down to almost close to our prior day low or yesterday's opening price. So you have 2 scenarios. We don't know which one will play out until later in the day, but you have an idea of where a price will travel, and you can make a bullish plan and a bearish plan. So I hope this helps make your trading prep a lot easier. You know, just think of that pilot that gets ready to fly his plane, his or her plane or their plane. They have a pre-flight checklist. You need a pre-flight checklist. You need a pre-trading checklist. Don't attempt to roll out of bed and trade. So prep like the pros, put your fancy slippers on, and gear up to win. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe below. It helps me grow this channel. Thank you.